1. Victorian houses moving in San Francisco, 1973. 2. The largest passenger ship in the world, White Star Line's RMS Olympic, arrives in New York at the end of her maiden voyage, 21 June 1911. 3. From L to R, Apollo 16 astronaut Charles Duke, and Apollo 13 astronauts Jim Lovell and Fred Haise in mission control during the Apollo 11 moon landing on July 20, 1969. 4. German Emperor Wilhelm II in a British uniform and King George V in German uniform, 1912. 5. A young girl holding a black flag marked with a white cross, stands as she waits in an empty street, blocked off for the passage of a funeral procession for an IRA member, 1987. 6. A drinker of absinthe, aka La Fée Verte, the Green Fairy, in 1911 Paris. The drink was banned in France in 1914 due to its reputed effects, and the ban would remain until 2011. B-25 laying down a smokescreen in the South Pacific. Late 1944. 8. Basque fisherman. Jeteria, date unknown, probably early 20th century. 9. A team photo of Gerald Ford 48 during his college football days in Michigan in 1934. 10. Telefontornet in Stockholm, Sweden, 1887. Around 5,000 telephone lines were connected here. The tower remained as a landmark until 1953 when it was torn down as a result of a fire. Thomas Alva Edison 31 with his phonograph, second model, April 1878. 12. Lithuanian border patrol officers slaughtered by the Soviet OMON, July 31, 1991. 13. Soviet President Leonid Brezhnev in Ghana, 1961. 14. British flags line a street in Baghdad, Iraq, on September 2, during the Great Iraqi Revolution of 1920. Photo, copyright Bettman. 15. Navy chaplain Luis Padilla reading last rites to a Soledad, Venezuela revolt, 1962. 16. The Pichincha volcano erupts near the Ecuadorian capital of Quito, launching ash 54,000 feet into the sky that would then cover the city like a fog for days. 7 October 1999. 17. Some of Hitler's youth parading in Berlin's Olympic Stadium, June 20, 1938. 18. German paratroopers of SS Fallschirmjäger Bataillon 500 posing with British and American flags captured during Operation Risselsprung, the operation to capture or kill the partisan leader Marshal Josip Broz Tito, Yugoslavia, 1944. 19. The Kapp Putsch was launched in Berlin in retaliation to the dissolution of the Freikorps, 1920. 20. A German Waffen-SS soldier involved in heavy fighting in and around the French town of Caen in mid-1944. He is carrying an MG-42 configured as a light support weapon with a folding bipod and detachable 50-round belt drum container. Finnish troops cross a lake under a smokescreen, Haijärvi, July 1942. January 27, 1967, L2R, astronauts Roger Chaffee, Edward White II, and Virgil Grissom, practice for their launch test in the Apollo mission simulator at Cape Kennedy, FL. During a launch pad test, a flash fire erupted inside their capsule, killing the 3 Apollo crew members. The Portuguese World Exposition, marking the 800 years of Portugal and 300 of the restoration of independence from Spain, attended by 3 million people in 1940. Future marshals of the Soviet Union Kliment Voroshilov, Semyon Budyonny and Semyon Timoshenko left to right in Tsaritsyn, future Stalingrad, c. 1918. Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones at home with his records and radiogram 1965. Guerrilla from the New People's Army wears of portrait of Chinese Communist leader Mao on his vest during fights near in Quezon City, Philippines, May 12, 1985. Kriegsmarine tall ship Horst Wessel sailing on the year of its commission. It is later given to the U.S. as war reparations and is now the USCGC Eagle aka America's Tall Ship, docked in New London, CT, 1936. German officers posing with a captured British tank at Cambrai. CA.1917. 29. German 15 cm field howitzers near Arras, France, 1917. 30. Baby walrus being fed during stopover in Fairbanks. This walrus was being flown to an unknown location. Late 1970s, early 1980s. 31. Union leader Raúl Eduardo Mahecha and members of the Partido Socialista Revolucionario pose with the 3/8 flag, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of study and 8 hours of rest. Colombia, 1927. 32. Irish Guards band drummer boy, pictured at Waterford Barracks with the regiment's mascot, an Irish wolfhound, 1915. 33. Knitting session at Sing Sing prison as part of the Wool Brigade's war effort in 1915. 34. A photograph taken from inside the hull of the Royal Navy light cruiser HMS Castor after the Battle of Jutland showing a large shell hole. Her crew suffered 10 casualties during the battle. June 1916. 35. Nazi collaborators wearing a Nazi flag on their back, liberation of the country, Luxembourg, 1944. 36. Bert Trautmann, center, is escorted out the field after winning the FA Cup with a broken neck, hit by a knee while catching the ball. He played the last 17 minutes with the injury and won FWA Footballer of the Year in 1956 and was the first foreign player to win it. May 5, 1956. 37. 1936 mugshot of Salvatore Lucania, better known as Charles Lucky Luciano. '38. German prisoners of war, captured in the Falaise Pocket, are given tea by their British captors. Normandy, 1944. '39. Units led by Navy captains Manuel Ponte Rodriguez, Pedro Medina Silva and Victor Hugo Morales in Venezuela's revolt, 1962. '40. Icelandic police and detectives at the site of a rare murder scene, 1977. '41. Albanian volunteers signing up for the 21st Waffen Mountain Division of the SS Skanderbeg, 1st Albanian. Albania, 1944. '42. East German protest against the upcoming destruction of a Lenin monument in Berlin, 1991. The text reads, UFRG occupiers, do you even fear the Lenin made of stone? '43. The Portuguese World Exposition, marking the 800 years of Portugal and 300 years of the restoration of independence from Spain, attended by 3 million people in 1940 during WW2. '44. A meeting of physicists in Göttingen, Germany, on November 7, 1920. Bottom, Herta Spohn, Albert Einstein, Ingrid Frank, James Frank, Lise Meitner, Fritz Haber and Otto Hahn. Top, Walter Grotrian, Wilhelm Westphal, Otto von Baeyer, Peter Pringsheim and Gustav Hertz. Copyright Keystone, France. '45. Racial segregation during World War II in Germany-occupied Poland, a warning sign on the side of a city tram only for German passengers. Poland, Kraków, September 1941. '46. Marcus M. Marx, chairman of National Daylight Saving Movement, pushing the hands around from 2 to 3 on the master clock that controls the big dials on the Metropolitan Tower, New York City, as the Daylight Saving Law went into effect March 13, 1918. '47. The casket of Christian L. Jahn being brought to his funeral, September 24, 1982. '48. SS Carl D. Bradley and Myron C. Taylor docked at Michigan Limestone, Rogers City, May 1942. '49. Very rare photo of Russian priests blessing Red Army soldiers during WW2. This practice was allowed by Stalin to raise wartime morale, after furious anti-church policy of the 1930s, USSR, 1941–1943.